Hi, everyone. My name is Kat Eltroth. I'm from Five Figure Photography. This is the Photography Marketing Live webinar. So we're going to wait a few minutes for everyone to get on. Awesome. If you are listening right now, there should be a chat box. Go ahead and tell me where you're from and where you're at in your photography business journey. So we'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to put in where you're from and where you're at in your photography journey. So maybe are you a beginner? Have you been in photography for a long time and kind of looking to revamp it? Just so anything about your photography business that kind of might help me kind of mold this webinar as we're going. So it looks like we have a couple of people already. Yeah, so we've got a few beginners, which is great. So we've got a couple of people that are writing in saying that they're just kind of getting their photography business started, which is that is just an amazing place to be, especially now with where technology is, and you've got kind of a leg up on how a lot of other people got started with fewer resources. So, okay, so go ahead. If you are just joining us, my name is Kat. I'm from Five Figure Photography. I'm the writer and creator of that site, and you've probably seen me on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or wherever. You probably have heard my voice more than actually seen me. So this is the first time that you're meeting me in person. Welcome. It's nice to meet you, and we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. So welcome. We've got almost 100 people here already. So again, if you're just joining us, my name is Kat from Five Figure Photography. You should see a chat box. Go ahead and tell me your first name and where you're at in your photography journey. Are you just starting? Have you been in the business for a little while? Are you looking to get back into it? Is it just an idea? You're just kind of toying with the idea of starting a photography business? Go ahead and write that in the chat box and kind of give me an idea of who you are and where you're coming from. So, okay, it's almost the top of the hour here, Eastern Standard Time. I don't know about the rest of you, but we've got some crazy snow going on outside. I can't even imagine anybody joining us from New England. They're supposed to have a blizzard up there. So I hope everybody's nice and warm and safe. And again, if you're just joining us, looks like people are coming in pretty steadily. Go ahead and write in the chat box your name and tell me where you're at in your photography journey. So are you just about to start your own photography business? Have you been in the business for a little while and kind of looking to revamp it a little bit? Give me kind of an idea of who you are and where you're from. So I'm gonna write just who I am. Hey guys. Kat. Welcome to the webinar. All right, let's see. Just in case you can't, also tell me if you can hear me also. I'll be typing that in here. So tell me your name if you can, and if you can hear me. Okay. Awesome. All right, so everyone try and find that chat box. Let me see and double check my settings and make sure I have everything turned on correctly. Add apps. Okay, awesome. So people are starting to write in. So again, sorry for those of you who've been here for a few minutes. I'm just going to keep repeating myself until we get everybody in. So my name is Kat. I'm from Five Figure Photography. You probably have heard my voice a ton of different times. So this is the first time you're seeing me in person. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. In the chat box, go ahead and tell me your name and where you're at in your photography journey. If you're just getting started, if you haven't even started yet, if you've been in photography for a little while and you're kind of looking to kind of jump-started a little bit, go ahead and write all that in the chat box so I can kind of get to know you a little bit, okay? All right, so we've got our chat. And if you can hear me, definitely tell me if you can hear me also, so I make sure that we can get that all squared up before I start on my spiel. All right, we're gonna wait just one or two more minutes. It's about 5:02. We'll let anybody who's having any technical difficulties kind of have a chance to work that out. Let's see. We're going to be doing some training today on photography marketing. So my background is I was actually a special ed teacher here in Baltimore. Oh yeah, if no one knows, I'm in Baltimore, Baltimore, Maryland, so on the East Coast. Got some crazy snow. If you have snow, throw that in the chat box too. Tell me how much you have. We don't get a whole lot around here, so it's quite an adventure. No milk, no eggs. You know, grocery store lines are crazy. But anyway, so my background is in education. I went to University of Maryland, Baltimore County for K through 12 education. So so I've had lots of lots of time in the classroom. I did that for almost 10 years, and then I had my beautiful son about 2 years ago. And while I was pregnant, I decided to quit teaching and do photography and five-figure photography full time. So now, while I was teaching, I had been doing all of that on the side, but it was much more part-time. So my husband's also a teacher, so it was really nice that we had a chance to have summers off together and do weddings together. And it was just, we just had so much fun. It was, I mean, I'm a girl. I love weddings. Not all girls do, but I do. I absolutely love it. And having gone through my own, I found that was a really great way just to kind of love on the brides and offer them, you know, somebody who's a little more calm and, you know, not going to get super stressed about the day, because at the end of the day, you get married and everything's great. And so yeah, so it was a great way for us to just kind of serve our friends and our extended network by doing wedding photography. And then I just kind of stumbled on five-figure photography. Again, my background's in education, so I love teaching, I love communicating and just talking. I mean, I'll try to stop and ask if anyone has questions, but I love to just talk. So yeah, so anyway, so I had a couple of my photographer friends ask me just different business questions, and, you know, how did you run a photography business, doing a full-time job, or, you know, what are some good ideas for marketing? And at the time, I didn't really know a whole lot. I mean, my background was in education, so I could communicate well, but I wasn't sure about the internet marketing side. So when I started Five Figure, I kind of had to learn pretty quick. And thank goodness I had some really great resources at my disposal. I've been trained by Get 10,000 Fans, Sam Cart, 5-Minute Marketing. I've done a ton of Frank Kern and Ryan Deiss trainings. Oh my gosh, like name it, and I've probably bought it and read it. So, and then tested it. I've had a lot of time to just test my own time and my own money, different ways of finding, you know, really good traffic that we'll go into all the marketing terms. So if you're kind of confused, like, what are you talking about? I'll explain it. But if my marketing lingo starts to take over, I apologize. But yeah, so anyway, I just found Five Figure and just kind of started doing it. And I just started with blogs, and I just was trying to communicate things that I had learned, that I had, and plenty of mistakes that I made, like not telling, I don't know, any wedding photographers out there know for sure that you should always tell your bride and groom to add you to the catering list so that you get dinner. I didn't know that my first time. So here I am shooting like a 10-hour wedding. I didn't have any food. Like, okay, I got to make sure that I tell everybody I can think of. That's a easy little thing to just tweak and not get caught off guard, just things like that. So I just came across tons of things that I just wanted to communicate to other people, and things that I wish that I had known, and things that I was grateful that other people told me that I could implement, and, you know, kind of when I was actually shooting. So yeah, so that's how Five Figure got started. I just wanted to share what I had learned, and from there I learned how to grow Five Figure, and it's my full-time income right now. And I'm loving it. I just get to meet new people all the time, and I get to take what I love about teaching, the education side, and then this new love of mine, internet marketing, and just the moving target and the puzzle, like trying to fit all the puzzle pieces together. It's like a dream come true. I really do love it. It's challenging. It's a real pain in the butt sometimes, but I absolutely love it. It's really fun. So awesome. Oh, we've got like over 100 people here already. Okay. So again, let's see, it's about 7 after 5 Eastern Standard Time. Hello, everyone who's just joining us. Looks like we're gaining followers. So again, my name is Kat from Five Figure Photography. I just gave a little bit about me, so I'm not going to go back and do all that again. But there is a chat box. Go ahead and add in there your name and where you're at as far as your photography goes, just to kind of give me a little bit of an idea about who you are and where you're coming from. And along the way, I'm also going to be taking questions the whole time. So if you have a question, write it in there, and I'll do my best to get to all of them. If I don't, I'll try to answer them on the Facebook page also, so you can check back there, and I'll always get back to you. So if I miss one, I'm really sorry. Give me some grace there, and maybe write me a little Facebook note and ask your questions. Hey, I was at the webinar. I had this question, weren't able to get to it. how about now? And I'd be happy to help. So, okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I wrote out, again, to keep me from like rambling on, because I love to talk, again, those teacher communicator thing. So I wrote out some slides. I'm just going to go through them, and I'll take some time in between the different sections to take questions. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, go ahead and grab that and just take some notes. I'm also going to be posting a couple of links to different resources and worksheets that you can print out to kind of organize your thoughts and so you can take away some action steps as the webinar comes to a close. So, okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Hang on one second. Here we go. Okay. All right, so here we are, the photography marketing webinar. Okay, so we're going to talk about two different types of marketing, traditional and then non-traditional, okay? So typically, traditional marketing would be, websites and flyers, business cards, word of mouth, and if you're really lucky and you've got some extra money or some know-how, you would venture into paid ads like radio, newspaper, or magazine. Non-traditional, some people would consider these non-traditional. They're actually going to be the market standard, or currently are the market standard, would definitely be exploring the power of social media, which can technically replace your website and flyers and business cards, your paid ads, your viral updates, your portfolio. So the power of social media is absolutely endless. And then there's also Google and different tracking services to be able to map like where your new clients are coming from, so you know where are good good sources of traffic. Email campaigns, and there's just a million different other things. Just as the internet gets bigger, and the whole Silicon Valley and everybody just like moves out to San Francisco and starts building more apps, like it's going to be endless. You're going to be able to find a tool or a service that will help you do just about anything you want related to marketing. Okay, so if we were to break those two categories down, and I'm going to be a little, here we go. So we've got like old marketing, and then new marketing is basically what it is. So a lot of the marketing strategies are the same. They're just changed a little bit. So instead of a lot of people putting the focus on print advertising, now we're going online because it's easier, and you don't necessarily need an editor. You don't have to get approved by a newspaper, and you're able to target who actually sees your ads and all that stuff. So so we're just going to be kind of simplifying the language here and just go with old and new. Okay, the Chartered Institute of Marketing defines marketing as the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. So I'm going to stop my my thing right here, and I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to throw this in here for you guys. It's an amazing article. There it is in the group chat. Okay, so yeah, so go ahead and check that out. It's an awesome article about just kind of the basics of marketing. So if we were to take that same quote and kind of break it down, okay, the translation would be: marketing is finding people who are in the market for your services and converting them into happy customers so that you make money. Now, if that last line, "so that you make money," kind of ruffles your feathers a little bit, I just go with me here for a little bit, because I know a lot of people jump to the conclusion of, oh, well, it's not all about making money. Well, if you're owning a business, it is, but that doesn't necessarily have to trump happy customers. We're not taking advantage of people here. We are converting them into happy customers so that we make money, and we are owning our business and making business decisions, okay? So we can take that translation and we can break it down into three categories. The first category, which would be like the first step of marketing 101, would be knowing how to find people who are in the market for your services. Okay. Then step two would be knowing how to convert those people who are in the market for your services into happy customers. So we're taking people who are just curious, or maybe they need a photographer, into actually having them come and find you and hire you as their photographer. And then number three, so that you make money. Okay. All right. So we're going to kind of explore these three ideas of it's actually called the marketing funnel. So if you've never seen or heard this before, this is going to well, hopefully it blows your mind. I love it. I'm a big puzzle person. So anyway, so when marketers look at their entire marketing approach, they always come back to this marketing funnel. So if you think about a funnel, right, it starts at the large end, and it pushes all of the liquid or grain or whatever in and out the smaller end, okay? So, and this, we're going to use the kind of the same philosophy when we're trying to find new clients, is that in the top part of this funnel is all of our traffic. So, you know, people that we email or we call, or people who connect to our Facebook page or whatever. All of our traffic, we call them, all the potential customers who could be looking for photography at some point, they are in that first step of our marketing funnel. And then we want to kind of squeeze them down and find leads. These are people who actually want to come and hire us, hire you as a photographer. And then the final stage is our customers. So obviously all of our traffic is going to be a huge pool of people, right? The leads, people who come and find our business, are going to be a little smaller, and our customers are going to be a little fewer. So really, honestly, marketing is all basic math, and we'll go into that a little bit. So, okay, so in a real world example, so say we have Joe, right? All right, so he is currently looking for a photographer, okay? As soon as he says that he is looking for a photographer, he is considered in our possible like traffic part of our funnel. He is a possible person who may be somebody who would come and hire us, okay? As soon as they find our website or they connect with us somehow, they're possibly a lead, right? They've then moved from the general population of people looking for photographers into people who are looking at us. And then we need to learn how to turn them into customers. So that is just the basic essence of a marketing funnel. Marketing is knowing how to craft that user experience, so they convert from a lead to a customer, okay? So marketing is intentional decisions. We are going from hope marketing to intentional marketing. Do you like that little transition there? I love that. I'm such a sucker for these. Okay, hope marketing, okay, it's a big Frank Kern term. Hope marketing is the ideal of build it and they will come, that you're just gonna put your website up there and you're gonna start a Facebook page and you're just gonna leave it. And you're just gonna hope that everybody finds it and you're now in business and people are gonna come knocking your door down. That's hope marketing. There's no decision making. There's no interacting. It's just kind of throwing these, throwing your hooks into the ocean and hoping that you find something. Where instead, intentional marketing is where you're making calculated decisions based on research and analysis. Now, don't let research and analysis like totally blow your mind, like, oh my gosh, I got to go back to college and I totally stink at math. Like, we're going to make this super simple, okay? But we want to make sure that we are steering away from the hope marketing and we are making intentional decisions about our business, okay? So let's stop for just a second. And I want to know, where do your current marketing strategies fall? Okay, where do your current marketing strategies fall? Are you currently a hope marketer? Have you kind of fallen down that slippery slope of, well, everybody says I need a Facebook page, so I set one up, but I don't know if it's working. I don't know if anybody's actually hiring me from that. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I've got like 10 fans. It's been up for 5 years. Are you in, kind of that hope marketing category? Or are some of your decisions actually intentional? And how did you come to make some of those intentional decisions? What are you basing those decisions of where, how, and to whom you market to? Like, what are you basing that on? Is it based on real research or just your own assumptions or preferences? Do you assume that, Facebook is the end all and you don't need to have a Pinterest account or a Twitter account, or do you, let's say you've got a background in HTML and you just love building websites. So you just want to build a website because it's easier for you and you're kind of intimidated by, by social media. Do you even know who your customers are for real? Like, not assuming, but do you really know who they are? And how do you know? These are the questions that marketers ask. We never assume anything. We always ask a question, make a hypothesis, and then run some tests to make sure it works. Because everyone has their own leanings. We're all biased some way, okay? Like, for instance, I don't read emails. I'm not very good at email anything. So when I first started, I didn't want to collect any, like when somebody would, write in a little request for me, I'm like, oh, well, I can't do that photography shoot. And then, their email would just go off into oblivion. And that was really dumb. I only did that because that was my preference. I just don't really like email. But that person just gave me their email address. Why wouldn't I, hold on to it and then reach out to them later and say, hey, sorry it didn't work out last time. Like, is there anything I can help you with now? Like, you see what I'm saying? That everybody's kind of biased one way, but as a marketer, you have to remove yourself emotionally and really think about how to make a business decision. So we ask a question, we make a hypothesis, and then we run some tests to see what works. And you have to be doing the same thing. I cannot stress it enough. If you are just making business decisions based on your own bias and your own preferences, you are only marketing to people who are exactly like you. And that might be great, but there's no good way to track that and make sure that it is. So cast a little bit of a wider net and just see what it can do for your business. Okay. All right. So let's do that now. A really popular practice for all marketers before they start to craft their marketing strategies is to find out who their customer actually is. So grab a piece of paper or print this one and we're going to fill it out together. So I'm going to add this, link into, here we go. All right. I'm going to unshare my screen so that you can see me. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Okay. So, basically, all I want you to do, if you can't download or print that page right now, it's basically just a stick figure. So take a piece of paper and draw a small stick figure kind of at the top. We're going to do a little bit of workshop right now. Let me pull mine up. Here we go. Okay. So the worksheet that I just sent to you guys is straight from one of our trainings, and it's basically helping you figure out who is your audience. Okay, so we're going to be thinking about who are the people who are hiring you. Okay, so think about what kind of photography niche you're in. Are you in portrait or landscape or corporate headshot type things? What kind of photography are you in? And think about absolutely, if you've had previous clients, think about who was the first one to reach out to you. Think about who made the decisions for hiring you. If you're in, let's say you do family portraits, is it usually the mom who reaches out to you? Is it usually the dad? If you're in landscape photography, what position at like national parks, like who's actually reaching out to you? Is it some type of a recruiter? Is it some type of a campsite manager? Be thinking about that. If you have never had a photography job, you're going to be making some assumptions, and that's okay. We can make a hypothesis and then we can test it later and make sure that it works. Okay. All right. So you have your little stick figure here, and I'll just, I'll share my screen one more time because I actually have a copy of this form right here. Okay. All right. So we're going to just fill this out together and we're going to kind of guess. And this doesn't have to be the end all. You can print out 1,000,000 copies of this worksheet and just try it. But so for right now, we're just going to pick one possible potential customer. Okay. Are they a male or a female? Go ahead and write that down because that's going to change kind of, how you would market to them, how you might find them, about what's their average age range. So again, if you're a newborn photographer, chances are you're going to have younger parents who are reaching out to you. Now, that's not being like ageist or anything, but obviously there are plenty of older people who have kids you can adopt or have kids later in life. But if we're looking kind of in the broad scope of things, chances are in the U.S. there are still lots of young families. So we're kind of steer away from like the college age or the grandparents' age. And kind of look at that. Does it matter where they live? Are you willing to travel as a photographer? Are you not? Do you want to make sure that that you're only finding local customers? That's going to make a huge difference on how you would target your potential clients. And even what modes of advertising that you use, okay? If it matters, where do they live? Think about what cities and zip codes you might be willing to travel to. What do you think their family demographic might be? So obviously, if you are a wedding photographer, you're going to be looking for people who are engaged. And I'll show you a couple of really cool tools that are kind of embedded in Facebook ads that let you target by someone's marital status. So that's like absolutely amazing. And then what do you think their average income is? You can actually Google that. So one of the biggest questions that always comes up is, what do I charge for my photography? And if you missed, oh man, if you missed our webinar with Jasmine Star, I'm so sorry. You missed a really great one. It was amazing. I think I put most of it up on our YouTube channel, so check it out. But anyway, she just had an amazing, amazing approach to charging for her photography. That when she first started, she started, pretty low, and then every 3 weddings, she would increase her price by $300 until she found that, she got to a certain point where her customers started to kind of slow down. She wasn't getting as many requests, so she kind of found that that soft spot. She knew exactly what price range she needed to kind of stay at. So anyway, it's not that, again, she was not doing the hope marketing that I'm just gonna charge $5,000 for a wedding, and everybody's gonna be willing to pay that because I'm worth that. She made very intentional decisions. So so one of the things that can help you figure out how much to charge would be looking at the average income around you. How's your local economy doing? What are people able and willing to pay for photography services? Thinking about what is the next milestone in that person's life. So this would be more if you're like a lifestyle portrait photographer, who might offer multiple services, kind of if they are engaged, what would be the next milestone in their life? So maybe having children. Maybe you also offer, child services. Maybe you offer child photography. Or let's say you're a landscape photographer and someone reaches out to you. Really, their family demographic's not going to be too much of an impact. You're willing to travel. Let's say they're opening up a brand new preserve. So maybe the next milestone would be they're bringing you in. They're bringing you in to do kind of the initial, closed doors. We're building this, and the next milestone is they're going to launch it. So maybe you offer, I would love to come and shoot the behind the scenes, and let's combine it with a full press release launch, and give them kind of like a combined package deal. So anyway, so thinking about the next milestone in the life of that customer can also help you to serve them better, this time, and then create a lasting customer down the road. Who and what is that potential customer talking about? So think about what kind of conversations are they currently having right now with their network. If you're a newborn photographer, like they're going to be on the mom blogs, and they're going to be talking about kids things, and they're going to be looking at Babies R Us ads, and they're going to, so kind of be thinking about what conversations are they engaged in their life right now, because that can better help you know where to kind of, stick your feet in the puddle to kind of, mix in with them. What are they worried about? What are they worried about as far as hiring you? Do you think it's price? Do you think it's education? They just don't know how important photography is, to just capturing the growth of a family, or, a large event in a community's existence. So kind of think about what are they going to be worried about. That will also help you to craft your pitch when you're talking to them, if any of those concerns come up, or maybe you want to meet them, kind of talk about those worries before they even bring them up. And why would they be hiring you? Why are they hiring you? Just because you're a photographer and you look cool and you got, a neat portfolio? Like, no, think deeper. That's what hope marketers do, is they just like, oh, I have an answer. They just need a photographer. And then they leave it at that, instead of thinking, think backwards a little bit. Like, let's dig a little bit. Why would they be hiring you? Let's say, it's some empty nesters, and they've got kids going off to college, and like, this is a really hard time for them. Like, they would really love to have somebody, to capture these moments for them. Or let's say, oh my gosh, I just had a landscape photographer. She had a different name though. It was different than landscape. It was kind of like a landscape mixed with lifestyle. So she would go to families' homes that have lived in them for like 50 years, and would take a picture of like huge landscape shots of like their gardens and their views, so that they could take that with them to their next house. So be thinking about why are they hiring you, and then based on this profile, what are the expectations that you need to meet? Do you need to make sure that your pricing is accurate, that your all of your styling is appropriate for the age and the sex of the potentials that are looking at you. And then you can answer those last two questions kind of on your own. So then also based on this profile, how can you exceed these expectations and separate yourself from your competition? So if you've done research on, basically on this potential customer, you know a lot about them. Let me come back to the live stream. I'm going to unshare my screen. I'll make sure I don't lose my train of thought. Here we go. Okay, so based on all of the research that you've just done, you have collected a massive amount of information about a potential customer. You know what they're looking for, or are not know, but you are hypothesizing what types of conversations they're having, where they might be having them, who they're having them with, what are their family dynamics, why are they hiring you, and why might they need you shortly in the future, that you could create a lasting relationship with them, which is absolutely invaluable. So I really, really, really I urge you, I beg you, please fill out a couple of these customer profiles so that you can have a better idea of exactly who you are targeting. Who are you going after? Who are your potential customers, okay? All right, so let's take a few minutes and let's write in a couple of questions. I know that was a lot of information. We still have more to go. It's only 5:30. So find that group chat box and write in a couple of questions. So I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes. I know we've got, oh my gosh, we've got like 150 people here. So it's a lot of people. I'll try to answer. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Hang on one second. You guys write those. I'm just going to pull up my, let's see. That was a lot of information. We still have. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me see. You should be able to write something in the comments below too if it looks like a couple people are having a hard time with the chat room. So let me see. Okay, so yeah, so we're having a hard time. Okay. All right, I do see you guys. Okay, so apparently, can you guys see me now? Can you guys write in? I do see your comments. I do see them. Looks like we're having a hard time with the slides being stuck a little bit. Okay, oh, awesome, good. So we've got some people that are kind of telling us about their hope marketing. So yeah, that they're a little bit stuck in the hope marketing and kind of looking to get past that. And that's really good to just know about yourself so that we can make decisions and move forward a little bit. Okay, I am seeing your comments. Currently using hope marketing. Stuck at slide 4. Ah, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Well, let's just keep going. If you can't see the slides, it's no problem. You can still hear me. So we're gonna keep going. But again, if you have any questions, you can write those in the comments, and I will absolutely see those. Okay. So let me go back and let me pull up. Okay, I am seeing your. Yes. We can see you and we can see your comments. We missed like all the slides. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay. All right, so I am so sorry that you didn't get to see all the slides. I will post them and you'll be able to see them. Were you at least able to hear me? Maybe understand a little bit? Okay. All right, cool. And we're getting a lot of questions about what do you do about the cheap clients? Yes. Yep. Those are tricky. Okay. Who has ever dealt with a cheap client? Yes, everybody? Had somebody call me and they were like, hey, I want you to do a whole wedding, but I've only got $1,000. For some people, that's great. For me, that is extremely difficult. I have to pay for a babysitter all day. I have to rent some equipment. I have to drive. It costs gas. It's very expensive to live around here. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, okay. So here's what I would suggest. With a cheap client, you either have to decide, do you really want that client, or I'm trying not to get like too marketing-ish on you. You need to decide what you're worth and what people are willing to pay for you. That's the biggest thing you need to figure out. So if you are in the market, let's say you're a wedding photographer. Sorry to always twist wedding photographer-ish, but that's my background. You can apply it to whatever you want. So so let's say that I wanted to start a wedding photography business here in Baltimore, and I decide that I'm worth $8,000 for a whole wedding. That's great. I may very well be worth that. My pictures could be amazing. Like, I'm an amazing person. I'm worth $8,000. The average household income clearly does not support that. So if I'm getting all of these clients and they're coming to me asking, hey, I've got $1,000. Hey, I've got $1,500. Hey, $2,000 at the most. And I keep saying no, I'm going to work myself out of a market. Especially if I'm a newbie. If I'm seasoned and I've been around for a while and I know, nope, this market supports $8,000. I am so excited that you are getting married. Congratulations. We are not a great fit. Here are a couple of other, photographers in my network. You should absolutely be networking with other photographers that are, in your price range, below, higher. Like, we're all here to support each other. So you should definitely be like loving on each other and sending each other business. It's just good business practice. So if that makes sense, you need to know what you are able to charge for your photography and stick to it. Just stick to it. You do not have to bend over backwards for everyone and everyone. And I feel so bad. I had a really dear friend call me, or he Facebook messaged me 5 days before his wedding. This was this week, and asked if I could do his photography for his wedding. I loved him. I love him dearly. We grew up together. I knew that they were doing the wedding kind of on the fly and wasn't offering to pay. And I had to say no. I love you so much. I am such a dear friend. Congratulations, but I'm not a good fit. And that was just a way for me to value my time and, time away from my family and what my photography is worth. And I know from past experience that, I know what my business is worth. So, so cheap clients are such a hard thing. If you really need the money and you want to do it, that's your decision. If you know that your market can support, what you're doing, then let other photographers take it. Ooh, I hate to say that, like, your photography is not worth as much as mine. But if you know that your time and your skills are worth more, then stick and wait around for the clients that are willing to pay for that. Would be my suggestion. Okay. All right. Yay. I'm like finally seeing you guys. Okay. So I'm so sorry about the links not working. Here is the link for let's see. Comments can't contain links. Come on. Okay. I'll post the links too. I'm so sorry. This is the first time I've ever used the YouTube live thing. So I will post the links in the comments below. I will post a link to the slides also so that you can see them. So you won't miss a thing. Promise, promise, promise. Oh, yes. Okay. So I only need a photographer for 1 to 2 hours. That is also up to you. So do the math in your head and see what that would work out to per hour with all of your editing time. And if it falls way below what you're willing to do or you have the capacity to do, then again, just super cordial. I am so happy for you. Thank you so much. We're not a good fit. And let them go. Okay, so again, I'm going to post the links below, and I will also post a link to all of the slides as well. So you will have access to everything, 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 everything. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's not letting me post the links. I will post them below and all the slides. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm working back through. That's a lot of friend of mom's coworkers who never done a wedding and will do it for dirt cheap. Okay. Here's my suggestion for that. So Karen just posted, I lose out to a lot of, friend of my mom's coworker who's never done a wedding before is going to do the wedding for dirt cheap. Do you want to do that wedding for dirt cheap? If the answer is no, don't be upset. Let somebody else do it. If they're not willing to pay for it, that's not a client that you want. That's not they don't value photography. You value your time and your skill, and you got to find them somewhere else. So that's partly what this whole webinar is going to be about. And I know I'm spending a lot of time answering questions, I'm sorry, but that's a really, really big one. So again, know what you're worth, know what your market can support, and stick with clients that fall in that category. Everybody else, wish them luck, congratulate them. I love you guys so much. We're not a good fit, and move on. They are not the clients that you want. So don't sweat losing them. It's going to be okay. Okay. Thanks, Ashley. She told me to preach it. Okay. Well, why do I have to say that? You saw it. Okay. Sorry. I'm kind of distracted with like the video and everything going on here. Okay. So I'm going to try to go back to the slides. I'm really sorry if it doesn't work. But I will keep this up and we'll try to keep going. Okay. All right. So let me screen share one more time. Screen share. All right. Let's share that. Okay, so I can still see your comments. Okay, all right, here we go. So again, if you get stuck, tell me, because now I can see your comments and all of my slides at the same time. So just let me know how it's going, okay? Okay, so now the whole point of this webinar was to show you how easy it is to market your photography business, okay? And that's exactly what we're gonna show you right now, okay? Let me pull up here we go. Okay, so the two big pieces that we're gonna cover today are emails and social media, okay? Oh my gosh, I know, I'm probably like BMing social media over your head like a mallet, because it's probably what you hear all the freaking time, but it is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing, okay? So I'm gonna show you a couple of tricks that you can do like tonight, and you can start bringing in new clients, okay? Whether you're paying for traffic through your ads or you're leaning on the free organic traffic side that you can drum up, emails and social media are going to be your bread and butter. They're going to be your bread and butter, okay? So by collecting new emails and compiling all of the emails from your previous clients, you have just built an audience that are interested in hiring photographers because you've got their email somehow, and you can talk to them day in and day out for free. Day in and day out. Oh my goodness. So if you've ever done paid advertising, like Facebook ads or whatever, and if you ever send them to your website page, shame on you. Shame on you, because now you don't have their email, you don't have any way to contact them later, and you have to pay to talk to them again. So especially for paid advertising, you should always, always, always send the clicks to a page where they have to give you their email address to learn about you, or in exchange for a coupon or something, so that you have their email and now you can talk to them day in and day out for free. Now you're not going to abuse that, obviously. We're going to be good about emailing. We're going to be good stewards of our email list. But now it's like you have them on speed dial. You know that these people are interested in photography, that they appreciate it enough to reach out to you, and now you can talk to them forever. So please, please, please find out how to add emails to everything. The best way to do this is to add email capture pages anywhere you can think of. Anywhere you can think of. Your website, your blog, Facebook, whatever, okay? But just keep it super simple. So I'm gonna explain to you kind of how to do this a little bit. I don't have a ton of slides for this. So I'm just gonna pull my face back up. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so quick question. Have any of you do any of you work with an email service provider like Aweber or MailChimp or anything like that? If you do, write in the chat box what you use. So if you've ever used an email service like Aweber or MailChimp, they allow you to kind of put all of your emails up into their servers, and then you send one email to everybody all at once. So if that's a foreign thing to you, that's okay. I can show you a way around it. But if you have used some, go ahead and put what you've used in the comments so I can kind of get an idea of who I'm talking to. Okay, so it seems like we've got some notes that people have never used that. MailChimp, yeah! Ooh, if you guys have never heard Serial, the like crazy podcast that went viral, that happened like 10 minutes from my house. And it's, anyway, MailChimp like talks about they advertise on there. So it's amazing. So you should totally go listen to it. It's amazing. So, okay, so if you have never used one, no big deal. If you have Gmail or Yahoo or something, what I want you to do, write that down on your piece of paper. You are going to you're going to go search through all of your emails, find anyone who has ever written you about your photography services, a client, somebody you couldn't work with, somebody you did, and you're going to add all of them into like a filter, or you're going to make a group, whatever lingo your service provider uses. You are going to make these are people who like me folder, okay? And you're gonna just keep them all together, okay? So that you know that you can reach out to them and send them, like, let's say it's getting near the holidays or spring break is coming up, okay? So everybody's gonna be doing like their, you know, spring, oh, my kid just grew over the winter, we're gonna do pictures, or, you know, everybody's gonna be doing stuff outside, so all sorts of things. So you can send out one email to say, hey, thanks so much for being a fan of ABC Photography. We're running a spring special. Here you go, right? So you don't have to pay for that. You already have their emails, so you can just do it, and it's great. If you use MailChimp and Aweber or any other service like that, iContact, whoever, you have to be segmenting your lists. If you don't know what that is, you need to go Google it, add that to your piece of paper. You all should be having a piece of paper and pen. Okay, told you at the beginning. Segment your lists. You need to have 2 lists at least. One list for all customers who have already hired you in the past, and you need to have another list of all your leads or people who have written to you but has never actually handed you money for a job, okay? 2 different conversations. People who have already hired you and people who have never hired you but they're interested, okay? That way you know exactly who you're talking to and you can customize what you are communicating to each group. So maybe you're doing a referral. Let's say you're setting up a referral campaign that anybody who brings in a new customer, you know, a friend or something that, you know, that they get $50, whatever. You're not going to send that to people who haven't purchased from you before, because why would they send you business if they've never used you? That doesn't make any sense. So you would send that referral incentive to your customer list because they've already bought from you. They know you're amazing. They, you know, love their pictures. So of course they're going to tell other people about you and want to get that referral incentive. Does that make sense? So segment your lists. Just remember that. Segment your lists. Okay, awesome. Yeah, oh, Ashley, it's amazing. It's going to change your life. It's going to absolutely change your life. Totally, totally. Okay, all right, great. So, okay, let's go back to the slides and we'll make sure that they are. First, does anybody have any questions about email real quick? Anybody? Okay, well, if you do, write them in and we'll keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna come down. Oh, it looks like it went face to palm. Yes, I love it. Okay. And make sure. Okay, so here we go. So all of the same stuff exactly for social media also, okay? So you wanna make sure you can snag those emails from social media, okay? So think about where your potential clients are and make sure that your business is in that same place. So go back to the customer sheet that we did with like, well, maybe you did. You were all stuck on stuck on page 4. So sorry. If you created your little person, your little stick figure, we talked about where are they? Who are they having their conversations with? Do you think a lot of them are on Facebook? Do you think most of them are on Pinterest? Do you think that most of them are working professionals and they're on LinkedIn? If you know any of that or you have a hypothesis about that, make sure that your business is in those same places, okay? It's in those same places. Marketing mercenary. It is illegal for you to upload. Well, okay, I'm going to rephrase that. If you upload your emails that you have in your personal email address up to MailChimp or Aweber, they are going to send those subscribers a, hey, you've been added to this list. Do you want to subscribe? And they have to click yes or no. So I hope that clarifies that. You can't just add them and start emailing them from Aweber or MailChimp. And actually, the same thing also happens if you go from like Aweber to MailChimp. If you switch from one service to another, typically they are going to ask all of your subscribers to re-opt in, which is why most people stick with one service provider or another, because you don't want to run the risk of losing thousands and thousands of emails. So I hope that clarifies that. Okay. If your potential clients search Google for a photographer, get on Google Places. It's also called google.com/business. That is not right. Business. Okay, I didn't say I was a spelling teacher. So Google Places is an absolutely amazing tool. And my, here, I'm gonna come back on, because I'd like to see you guys. A really good friend of mine, Josh from Photography Tips HQ, he and I talked, and he actually used this amazing, super simple Google Places trick that I had a webinar on a little while ago. I guess that was probably last year. And it's a free service that Google provides for you that you can get your business, your contact information, your website, a phone number for you, where you're actually located, driving directions, whatever. You can have that go up online for free. So anyone who has GPS activated on their phone, which is like almost everybody, whenever they search Yelp or Google Maps, or they do a Google word search, if they are close to you, your business comes up and they're able to see you 100% of the time. It's free. It takes you 5 seconds. You should absolutely do it. You can add some of your best photos up there, so it can act as like a little mini portfolio. And Josh got 4 clients. He booked up every weekend within 2 months. It was like the first month he was kind of figuring it out and nobody found it. And then the second month he booked every weekend. And for free. He didn't have to pay for it. And now he's got, 4 different families that he has a lasting relationship with, and it didn't cost him a penny. And he didn't have to know code, and he didn't have to set up another site or whatever. It's all free. So go to google.com/business. Google.com/business. You can also search Google Places was the original name, and you can tag your business location there, and you can add all of your information, and it's amazing. It's super, super free. Okay, so let's go back to my slides real quick. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on all of the comments. So it's hard to add Google Place when you are on location. Okay, so yeah, obviously you can't necessarily add Google Place when you're shooting on location, but like wherever your business address would be, that would probably be where you would have that go instead. Oh yeah, sorry, Ashley, you answered that already. Okay, so yeah, if you wanted to like check in and stuff all the time, that would be more of like a Yelp, or there's like geolocation stuff that you could do instead, but that's kind of creepy. I don't really suggest the whole checking in thing unless you feel like it, but that's kind of creepy for me, especially when you're carrying around like thousands of dollars worth of photo gear. I don't really want everybody to know where I am, and they can just come rob me. So, okay, so let's go. As you can see, I kind of like to ramble, so I really love to talk. It's like I'm like talking to a bunch of my friends. So, okay, so let's go back to the slides real quick and make sure that we can see that. So if you have a Facebook fan page, look at promoting your page or your posts to your fans and their friends to spread the word, okay? So some of you are probably familiar with, like it used to be called, maybe it still is, the boosting your post. They've changed that name a couple of times, that whenever you post to your fan page, you have the option to, sorry, to pay Facebook to show that post to your friends, okay? So Facebook is annoying. Like, can we just get that out there? Facebook is annoying, and they change their rules all the time, but it's a necessary evil because they've got millions and billions of users, and they offer so many ways for you to custom, like, reach out to your fans, okay? So by boosting your post, right? So you create a little post, hey, I've got a coupon coming up, or hey, I'm looking to fill up, the month of February, Valentine's Day shoots, like reach me here, have a link to a page where they put in your email address, whatever. And then you you pay to boost it, because Facebook has changed their rules, and every time you post something on your Facebook page, that doesn't necessarily mean that all of your fans are going to see it, okay? I have 49,000 fans on 5 Figure Photography, and if you go back before I was boosting my posts, there'd be like 2 shares, and out of like the 49,000 people who saw it, maybe 20 did. And everybody's like, why does, well, if those fans are all real, why are you only getting like 10 viewers? Like, well, because Facebook is stupid. That's why. So they're just dumb. So if you boost your post, you can do it for super cheap, like $5, okay? Super cheap. And this is what happened when I boosted my post. I don't know if you like, okay, so I hope you guys can see these numbers, right? So obviously, oh no, go back. So this is for the month of January, okay? So when I started boosting my post, can you tell when I did it? Yeah, like right here, like the second week in January, boom, I got like 20 new clients a day. It was amazing. So obviously I have stopped since then. We had some sickness in our family. Thank you, flu. So everything kind of was on pause. But like, there is the power of boosting your post, and you can do it for super cheap. You set your own budget. It just comes off your credit card, and you can keep an eye on, on how that's doing. It'll show you demographics. It'll show you how many guys are clicking, how many girls are clicking, where are they clicking from, all sorts of stuff. Okay. But I strongly suggest to go after, thanks. Yes, I ramble. But you can go after, I strongly suggest go after people who are fans of your fan page and people who are friends of those fans, okay? So don't go into like super, super broad, 1 million people are gonna see it, because no one's ever gonna see it, okay? Okay, so just keep it simple. Okay, so let's stop again, and we're gonna take a few questions. Does anybody have questions about stuff that we have gone over so far? So getting all of your emails together so that you can keep talking to those potential clients and keep kind of kissing those rings, and make sure that they know that you're still in business, and that you can they can come and hire you. And then making sure that your business is on social media wherever, intentionally making social media decisions so that your business is where other people are. All right, let's see. I'm down to 9, it's not 10. Okay, so Steven says the only weddings that are available to me will not pay more than $1,200. Okay, Karen, there's not many more slides. I'm really trying to finish by like 5 after, so like 6:05. Okay, just so you know. And I'm also going to put the recording up too. Okay, so Steven, I'm so sorry. So as a marketer, I would ask you questions like, how do you know that those are the only weddings that are available to you? If those are the only ones coming in, I would look at the source of where those weddings are coming from, and maybe try to put your business on other social media sites where there might be some more, trying to think of like a nice way to say it, where more affluent possible leads are. Yeah, that would be my first question. Okay, would just be to figure out how are those people coming to you? Are they referrals? Then okay, there's not really a whole lot you can do about that, because people are always going to assume that you're going to do something for cheaper when they know you or when they know somebody of you. So so definitely look at the traffic, where those are coming from. If you really can't afford to take a wedding at $1,200, maybe work with them and say, I will do the ceremony and the formal families, but I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do the reception, and maybe that makes it worth it for you. I know everyone's a photographer, and that's why I'm saying you really have to know what you're worth and make sure that you know where your potential customers actually are. So if you're only getting the ones that are willing to pay $1,200, really look at where else can you be advertising to get those higher paying clients. And here's a little tip: Facebook ads will let you advertise based on average income. Go check it out. I don't have time to do a whole testimony or a whole tutorial on it, but go check that out. Okay. All right, so we don't have a lot of time, but these are some of my really good friends. This is Brian Copperthite. He is a really great photographer in our area, and I helped him get started. I'll post his testimonial a little later. And then, oh, yay. Okay, so, and then this is another photographer who I helped also. That's her video testimonial. And then this is Jonah. I actually helped him. He's a fashion model, if you can believe it. Isn't he like such a handsome guy? So I helped him with a totally different, like he's not a, he's not a photographer at all, but I helped him in the marketing side of things, and his business is like going crazy now. So it's so fun. Okay, let's keep going, but I don't have time for all that. So with all the time and money I've spent on testing ways to generate new clients, the one thing that blew everything else away was hands down Facebook ads. Absolutely Facebook ads, okay? Now, you can pick how much money you spend on Facebook ads and boosting your post. So boosting your post is really, really good if you just want to reach out to people who are connected to your Facebook page. Facebook ads is if you want to cast a little bit of a wider net. It lets you, gives you a couple more ways to customize your ads. You know, the whole advertising to people based on their average income would be a Facebook ad feature, not necessarily boosting your post. Boosting your post is like a little more simple, okay? So, and then I want to tell you guys that this is where Photography Ad Secrets comes in. Actually, all of the training from this entire webinar and all of the, I know, I'm sorry, all the links didn't work, but I will get those to you. All of that is from straight from chapter 1. Okay, it's a 3-week course that will show you exactly how to maximize the reach of your business using Facebook ads specifically, okay? So that you can build your client base and create an avenue where you can always tap back into finding new clients if you're in a pinch, just like the email building like we were talking about. You get to every potential client before your competition, because let's face it, they're too scared to try any of the advertising stuff anyway. And you get to step out of the dark ages of advertising and start growing the business that you have always been dreamed of having, okay? So I'm just gonna explain a couple of things that are coming up. So this was kind of a crash course in getting the foundation ready for you to do some like really intense advertising for your company, okay, for your business. So over the next 3 weeks, it's a whole live course. We're gonna go, week 1 is all about your ads foundation. So we're gonna do a ton more of stuff just like this. So we're gonna go over like finding who your audience is, where are you gonna send them, right? So just like I was saying, like sending all of your traffic to a page where you get their email address, not just sending them to your website and hoping that they find out how to talk to you. We're gonna talk about how to build 3 lists at once, like your fan page and your email list and all sorts of stuff, okay? And then week 2 is all about Facebook targeting, okay? So we're actually gonna go over how to specifically use Facebook targeting, and we're going to explore how to maximize your image and headline, how to pick your audience so you can actually specify who is actually seeing your ad. We're going to go over how to build your campaign and how to know if it's working. That's the biggest part. Is that, if you put out business cards or you put out, whatever, like an ad in the newspaper, you don't know if it's actually working unless you ask them. But there are ways for you to find out. By using digital advertising, you can see immediately if what you're doing is working, okay? And then 3 weeks, week 3 is all about taking your newfound Facebook ads knowledge and applying it to Pinterest. Now, I know this might seem like it's out of the blue, but it's totally not. Totally not, okay? So Pinterest has 48 million users worldwide, and it's totally free to advertise. So I'm going to show you how to use all of the advertising knowledge and do it on Pinterest, and it's totally free, okay? It's basically Facebook, but you can advertise for free. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to apply everything you learned from weeks 1 and 2 into doing it on Pinterest, okay? So let's recap. Facebook ad secrets. We're going to go over we're going to build a foundation. We're going to go over the Facebook targeted ads. We're going to show you how to use all of that on Pinterest and get double your money back, right? Because it's all free on Pinterest. I'm also going to give you 75 fan page conversation starters. So you literally can just copy and paste it, okay? So just copy and paste all these conversation starters into your Facebook page, get people starting to talk about you. I'm going to give you some copywriting resources so that you can make your emails go really good, that people actually open them and they want to read them. I'm going to also give you the Who is Your Audience worksheet that I tried to paste before, but I'll put that link in the bottom. I'm going to give you the Pinterest business guide, which is a complete video series tutorial on how to set up and maximize your Pinterest business, okay? Also some photo resources. Here you go. This one is amazing, right? The Facebook keyword tool. You're actually going to get access to the Facebook keyword tool, which is the only tool on the internet that allows you to look and see what keywords are searched for in specifically using the Facebook search bar. It's completely, it has absolutely changed my business. I thought people were finding me using one keyword, and then I looked and nobody's searching for that at all. So being able to know what keywords people are looking for will help you position your business even better. Okay, so all of that, okay, you're gonna get all of that, and then we're gonna do live video guides with me also, so you get access to me for those 3 weeks also. And our live customer support team is around all the time, so they can answer questions also. And you get my 200% no risk guarantee. Like I'm not here to like make a bunch of money or anything. Okay, so I'm here for you. Like I love to teach. That's what I want to do. I learned a ton, and I want other people to know it too. So it's no risk on you. If you don't like it for any reason, you don't have to give me like any excuse, any sob story, anything. Just say, hey, wasn't a good fit, and 100%, like all of it, you get all of it back. Okay. So all of that plus the special bonuses. Okay. Sorry, I know you guys like can't see all of it. Okay. So we're going to do it for $97 today. Okay. But you have time to think about it. The course doesn't start till Monday. It's normally $297, but just because you guys came to the webinar, okay, I'm going to make it $97. And that's like, you're not going to see that after today anyway. So, because in all of my emails, it's going to go back to $197. So, so anyway, that's just like a really quick thing from, yeah, a quick thing from me that I just wanted to share you guys, like some of the really, really simple things that you can take from today, and you can go and make some changes in your photography business right now, and make sure that especially if you are using Facebook paid ads, that you are sending them to those to squeeze, they're called squeeze pages, or places where you can capture their email address, and you know, so that you're making the most of that money and you don't have to pay to go talk to them again later, that you are making intentional decisions on where your business is on social media. Don't just go hop on Vine. Like, businesses aren't on Vine. Don't get on Vine. I tried it. It doesn't work. So unless you have some magic trick in your pocket, and then come back and tell us all. So make really intentional decisions on what you're doing with your business. So, okay, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry we went a little over. I know some people are trying to get to work, and I just thank you guys so much. And we will see you guys next time. Look below in the comments, and I'll post copies to all the worksheets and stuff that I was talking about earlier. Okay, all right, see you guys. Bye.